Bloating is one of the most common chronic digestive problems you can experience. It's also notoriously hard to treat. Most providers' options are limited to probiotics or the low FODMAP diet. But the problem is, if those don't work, there's no plan B. So how can you finally get your clothes to fit properly again without another restrictive diet? Especially when you're worried that your gut is just broken and you'll never feel normal no matter what you eat? Keep watching, because in this video, I'm giving you a brand new, clinically proven strategy using an ancient kitchen spice that can decrease even the most stubborn bloating in as little as 24 hours. As a functional medicine provider, I see people every day who have hit a total wall with standard medical advice for gut symptoms, but are still struggling with constant uncomfortable bloat. Maybe this sounds familiar. You've taken probiotics, done the low FODMAP diet, and wasted money on food sensitivity tests, and you're still blown up like a balloon, burping, and not having normal bowel movements. If you're tired of feeling gross no matter what you eat, we need to talk about why your gut is stuck and how an herbal extract called Asafoetida might be the key to resetting your system. In this video, I'll explain the root causes of bloating, what Asafoetida is and how it addresses those root causes, and how you can use this powerful nutraceutical to finally get relief. I'll also show you the hard evidence, specifically a recent clinical trial that found a specific form of Asafoetida significantly improved symptoms after just a single dose. Here's the reality. Nearly 40% of the global population deals with a condition called functional dyspepsia. Symptoms include persistent bloating, fullness, heartburn, and epigastric pain. There are many different root causes of functional dyspepsia, most of which are never addressed by conventional treatments like antacids, avoiding spicy or acidic foods, or fiber supplements. Gut barrier dysfunction, aka leaky gut, dysbiosis and SIBO, H. pylori, and gut inflammation can all be underlying triggers. So can a disconnect of the gut-brain axis, the complex neurological feedback loop that co-regulates your digestion and cognitive function. And functional dyspepsia is getting even more common because of GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide. These drugs have well-documented negative impacts on GI tract motility, causing delayed stomach emptying, increased risk for gallstones, slowed bowel motility and constipation, and even gastric paralysis. So if you're still belching, still uncomfortable, and still feeling gross after every meal, it's because those conventional tools don't address the root of the problem, which is exactly why most standard protocols fail, even if they involve dietary changes. So what is Plan B for getting to the root of functional dyspepsia? It's called Asafoetida, or sometimes Asafoetida. It's a gum resin derived from the root of the Ferula Asafoetida plant, and it's been around for a long time. In the culinary world, it's a staple Indian spice used in curries, and it's actually the secret savory flavor in Worcestershire sauce, however you're supposed to say that. But in the functional medicine world, it's a powerful tool for treating bloating, belching, and heartburn. It's been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine, where it's known as hing or hingu, but only recently has the clinical data caught up to show us exactly why it's so effective for the 40% of people who aren't getting relief from other strategies. Asafoetida doesn't just mask or manage symptoms, it works on multiple systems at once to decrease bloating. First, it acts as an antispasmodic or smooth muscle relaxant in the GI tract. This is huge because it helps your digestive system physically relax, allowing food to move through instead of sitting there and fermenting. This is also how Asafoetida helps fix constipation. In the clinical trial I'm about to share with you, hard constipated bowel movements went from 65% to 18% after just 14 days of Asafoetida supplementation. And the best part is that none of the participants experienced diarrhea as a side effect, which is a common problem with treatments for constipation. Second, Asafoetida targets the gut-brain axis, a powerful regulator of your neurotransmitters. Studies show that it can actually improve focus, memory, learning, and even soothe peripheral neuropathy. It's not just a digestive aid, it's a total nervous system reset for your gut. It's also a potent anti-inflammatory, specifically for people with inflammatory bowel disease. Okay, let's look at the hard data. In a 2025 randomized controlled trial of 62 participants, the results were downright shocking. Within just 1 day of taking a high-quality Asafoetida supplement, 60% of people reported that their symptoms were already better. By day 3, 72% of participants had at least a 50% reduction in bloating. And by day 14, 81% reported less bloating, 79% had less heartburn, and over 70% saw a massive reduction in belching and that early fullness feeling. Even better, their insomnia scores dropped by 40% because they weren't being kept up at night by digestive pain. We even saw a favorable shift in the microbiome, specifically a decrease in the inflammatory strains that cause gas and digestive problems in the first place. Now, the study I'm talking about was done with a very specific formulation of Asafoetida, one that was molecularly wrapped with fenugreek to improve absorption and tolerance. As with all nutraceuticals, it's important to use the right form, so I've linked the exact supplement used in this study in the description below if you want to follow the same protocol. Just click the link, sign into my Fullscript dispensary, and order what you need. You'll also find some nice surprises waiting for you, so be sure to check it out. A smaller 30-day study found that 66% of participants who received this exact type of Asafoetida were symptom-free at the end of the study. They experienced 58% reduction in bloating, 69% reduction in appetite, 74% reduction in postprandial fullness, and 75% reduction in motion sickness. I thought that last one was particularly interesting. So how can you use Asafoetida to get fast relief? In Ayurvedic medicine, Asafoetida is used as a spice when cooking or taken as a tincture. But let me tell you, it's not as simple as tossing a little turmeric into your curry. The smell is very pungent and raw, and the flavor is very sharp. Get this, sometimes it's literally described as devil's dung. So if you're not used to cooking with Asafoetida, I'd strongly recommend taking it as a supplement. The specific product that I recommend goes the extra mile to make Asafoetida tolerable, wrapping it in fenugreek to improve both taste and intestinal absorption of the active ingredients. Again, I'll put a link to this exact form of Asafoetida, the one used in the study, in the video description for you. As for dose, I suggest starting with 1 capsule containing 250 milligrams of this high-quality Asafoetida with the evening meal. The reason for this timing is to target evening and nighttime bloating so that you can sleep instead of tossing and turning with discomfort, belching, and heartburn. And the amount is the same as they used in the study. Also, many people eat their heaviest meal of the day in the evening or eat later at night than they should, so they need more support at this time of day. Here's my pro tip from the research. Those who took an extra dose when they felt a flare-up of bloating later in the day experienced significant relief in just 1 hour. Yep, you heard that right, just 1 hour. So if you're someone who experiences bloating right away in the morning, you could try taking your first dose with breakfast and then adding another dose as needed later in the day. If you needed even more good news, neither study reported adverse effects, which is a particularly nice benefit for folks who are already suffering from digestive problems. So, if you're ready to stop feeling puffy, uncomfortable, and just plain gross all the time, give Asafoetida a try. I've linked the exact formula from the 14-day study, the one that helped 81% of people find relief, right in the description below. Click that link to grab the right Asafoetida and start your own 14-day bloating reset. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.